Am I the a-hole for getting involved with a married woman on vacation and then realizing we were meant to be together? I went back to my room that night already knowing I'd see her again. I lay there thinking about how shy she seemed, how careful she was with her words, how there was still that awkwardness in the way she talked. Like this might honestly be the first time she'd ever been alone somewhere like this, with men watching her and talking to her with some unspoken intention. And instead of that snapping me back to reality, it made me feel this messed up mix of curiosity and responsibility, like I wanted to be the one she trusted, like I wanted to matter to her in this small window of her life. I kept telling myself it was nothing, just another harmless vacation thing, but I've been lying to myself long enough to know when I'm doing it, and that night it already felt inevitable. Like I'd stepped onto something that wasn't going to stop just because I wanted it to. Things didn't stay casual. After that first night of talking, we started running into each other in ways that were way too consistent to be accidents. Same time on the promenade, same stretch of the park, same excuses about how boring the town was and how there was nothing else to do. It still felt harmless because we weren't doing anything that crossed an obvious line yet, and that made it easy to keep lying to myself about it. I knew she was married, she knew I was married, and somehow we both treated that like background noise, like something we acknowledged once and then shoved out of the way so we didn't have to look at it too closely. The more time we spent together, the more I could tell this wasn't something she was used to. She overthought everything she said, kept apologizing for taking up my time, kept asking if she was boring me, and honestly, that got under my skin in a way I didn't expect. I'd been with women before who knew exactly what they were doing and didn't need reassurance every 5 minutes, but she wasn't like that at all. She talked about feeling stuck in her life, about how coming here was supposed to be a break, but instead just made her feel more restless, and she'd laugh it off like it was a joke even though it clearly wasn't. She kept saying she didn't understand why she felt so drawn to me, and instead of hearing that as a warning sign, I let myself feel important, like I was giving her something she'd been missing. One evening, we were walking along the water, not really talking, just listening to the waves and making small comments. And the silence started to feel loaded instead of comfortable. She was nervous, I could tell. She kept fiddling with her hands. She wouldn't look at me directly, like she was working up the nerve to say something serious. Before she could, I leaned in and kissed her. It wasn't planned. It wasn't romantic in some big dramatic way. It was just this impulsive moment that immediately made my stomach drop because I knew I'd crossed a line I couldn't uncross. She froze for a second, then kissed me back, and almost right away pulled away like she'd shocked herself. She started crying, saying it wasn't right, saying she'd ruined everything, saying she'd never forgive herself.